Henry Ford, known as American Captain of Industry and the founder of Ford Motor Company, and also the developer of the assembly line technique of mass production. He was born in July 30th, 1863, in Greenfield Township, Michigan. He was the first surviving son of William and Mary Ford. At the age of 16, he went to a near city in Detroit and found apprentice work as a mechanist. Even after going back to his hometown Dearborn, he occasionally stopped by Detroit and worked. He also worked on his family farm for 3 years. In 1888, Henry Ford married Clara Ella Bryant. After the marriage, Clara and Ford moved to Detroit. Ford was hired as an engineer for the Edison Illuminating Company. He promoted to chief engineer only in 2 years. During that time, the couple had a son, Edsel, in 1893. In 1896, Ford made his first car, the Ford Quadricycle. In 1899, Ford left Edison Illuminating Company to proceed his career in automobile company. He established the Ford Motor Company in 1903. The reason why he became famous is mostly because of Model T that the Ford Motor Company invented, and the assembly line he used in order to mass produce Model T. He introduced Model T in October 1908, which was the first car that many common Americans could afford. His first model, Model T, was sold at $850, which was a large difference from early cars. In general, Ford wasn't aiming for the money. He was always thinking of ways to produce automobiles rapidly at a lower cost. Model T was famous because of its durability and versatility. Later, it got its nickname, Tin Lizzie. Since it was too famous than he expected, Ford used the mass production technique using moving assembly line. Because of this technique, employees could save their time and money after using mass production, which allowed the increase of their wages. This move had great impact on America's industry, which led other companies to follow. In 1918, half of all the cars in America were Model T. He observed through American society in wages for common man and middle classes, and he was able to know what price was right for the most people in US. The result was very satisfying and remarkable, but the process of Ford making Model T was not easy as it looked. He had a hard time in his early reputation due to not enough backups and late deliveries as he wanted a perfect product. He first worked with William H. Murphy, who was the most famous businessman of the time, as financial backup. As he worked with him several times with repeating failures, he left the arrangement and decides to find a different path. Later, he finds a new person that could help him financially, who was named Alexander Malcolmson. After another several trials, he finally finds the world's best automobile, Model T. His lessons on failure has taught him to be a success in the future. One of his quotes says, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently."